Good day, everyone. Welcome to our session this day. My name is Mark Efren P. Wayan, the grade 7 mathematics teacher of MOS. And today, I will be discussing to you about the division of polynomials. So I hope you have learned something from the previous session a few days ago, because those are really needed for this topic. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with our session. Division of polynomials is one of the basic operations of polynomials. So we have addition, we have subtraction, multiplication, and division. So those three were already explained to you a few days ago by different teachers. Then now I am assigned to discuss the division of polynomials. So some of you may find this hard because I think many of you already have low knowledge in terms of division during your elementary days. So don't worry, as long as you have learned the addition, subtraction, and multiplication of polynomials, then this will be easy for you. Okay? So I will be presenting two different situations. So we have dividing a polynomial by a monomial and dividing a polynomial by a binomial. Okay, so let's have first the dividing of polynomial by a monomial. So if you are with your module, can have this problem also there. So this would be our example problem today. 18b cubed c to the power of 7 minus 12b squared c cubed plus 9bc cubed divided by 3bc squared. Okay, so here, dividing a polynomial. So our polynomial here is this one. And this is also considered or called as dividend. Okay? So, diba, when we have our division, or when we divide, we should have a dividend and a divisor. So if this is our dividend, then this would be our divisor. Okay, so dividing a polynomial, so our polynomial here is the dividend. Then dividing a polynomial by a monomial, so when we say monomial, that's only one term. So our monomial here is the divisor. So as you can see there, that's only one term. Okay, so this is considered as one situation, which is the dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So how are we going to divide this one? So that's our problem this session. So just follow these simple steps, because we know, as we can see this problem, it's like we are being blinded because of the different variables we have seen. The b cubed, c to the power of 7. Of course, with the presence of the exponents. So with those terms you have seen, it makes us being rattled or not focused on the subject matter. Okay, so just follow these steps. You can also have your scratch there, ball pen and paper, so you can follow me while doing my solving here. So first thing to do is to separate all the terms. Okay, separate all the terms. So we are separating these terms. So this one, this kind of polynomial is a trinomial because it has three terms. 1, 2, and then 3. So copy first the term. We have 18 b cubed c to the power of 7. So since this is division, so we consider this one as our denominator also. And since this is the dividend, so it should have a divisor. So our divisor would be this one. So we have 3bc squared. So meaning this term is being separated from these polynomials with the presence also of the divisor. Next, since this is minus, so we have minus. Then, follow again, we have 12b squared c cubed divided by, again, since it is on the dividend, it should have a divisor. Then our divisor also is this one. So we have 3bc squared. Okay? Will you follow now? Again, this was found here on the polynomial. And also this one. Next, what's the next operation? We have plus. So plus 9bc cubed over 3bc squared. So again, we have already separated all the terms. So that's our first step. First step is to separate all the terms. Next would be from the method of dividing, so we can only divide the numbers. We cannot divide the numbers and the variables. So all we need to do is to divide the numbers first. So second step is to divide the numbers. So as you can see here, these numbers are factors. So 18, 3 is a factor of 18. So we know that. So 18 divided by 3, we have, okay, so we have 6. Next, 12 divided by 3, we have 4. 9 divided by 3, we have 3. Okay, so again, first thing to do is to divide all the coefficients. So these are called also coefficients from the language of algebra. Next is to align all the same variables. So we need to align those variables. So here we have a numerator b cubed and then the denominator b. So they are common, right? So we have b cubed and then b. So from the laws of exponent, okay, if you have reviewed that one, so that would be assumed as this one, b3 minus 1. Okay, now, why is it that this is, there's no 1 here? So again, from the laws of exponent, if there is no exponent found on a variable, it is always considered as 1. Because, again, if we have this, b to the power of 0, that is equal to 1. Okay, so it should be b to the power of 1 because that is considered as b. Okay, so that is the difference. That's why if you don't have seen any exponent there, it is assumed as 1. Okay, so we have b. I only write the same letter for the two of them. Next is they have also common. Here we have c. So we have c, then 7 minus 2. And now, the question is, why we use the subtraction? Because on the laws of exponent, if you are dividing a monomials to if you are dividing monomials, then we are subtracting their exponents. If we are multiplying monomials, then we are adding their exponents. So here, so we are done with the first term, right? We have already divided. So the result is 6b to the power of 3 minus 1, then c to the power of 7 minus 2. Okay, so again, we're done with this. Next, let's proceed to other term. So we're done with the numbers. 12 divided by 3, we have 4. Next, they have also a common variable, which is the b. So we will copy that one. We have b, then 2. Again, if there is no exponent, it is considered as 1. So we have 2 minus 1. The next, we have here also a common variable. So we have the c. So that is c to the power of 3 minus 2. Okay? Please be careful of having these exponents or subtracting these exponents. Make sure that the first one is found on the numerator. Okay? You cannot have, you cannot interchange them. It's because it will result to a different answer. Okay, so here we have 2 minus 1, then 3 minus 2. Okay, so again, let's have this as our operation. So plus. Next, we're done with the second term. Let's have the last term. So 9 divided by 3, we have 3. Next, do they have a common variable? So yes, right? So we have b here. So 3b. Again, if there is no exponent, it is considered as 1. So 1 minus 1. The next, they have also a common variable, which is the c. So we have c 3 minus 2. Okay? So that is the second step. Second step is to divide or to rationalize all the terms remaining. Then last step is to simplify all the terms. So all you need to do is to simplify them. So we have the third step. Okay? So we have 6b 3 minus 1 and 7 minus 2. So we are now going to simplify them. So again, 6, we can copy this 6. Then b 3 minus 1, that is b to the power of 2. So instead of 3 minus 1, we are subtracting them. So 3 minus 1 is equals to 2. Next, same procedure will go on. So we have c 7 minus 2, we have 5. Okay, so we're done with this term. Next, minus. Let's have the other one. So we have 4. And then 2 minus 1, we have b to the power of 1. Or again, if its exponent is 1, we can assume that we're no longer to write that one. Next, so we have c 3 minus 2 to the power of 1. And again, since the exponent is 1, so we are no longer required to write that one. Or it's okay, you can write it. So again, we're done with the second term. Then last 3, okay, you can copy 3. b 1 minus 1, again, what is 1 minus 1? That is 0. So again, from the laws of exponent, what do we mean by an exponent 0? It is considered as 1. And when you say it's 1, then it's okay if you will not write. So meaning b now is being cancelled. So you don't need to write b anymore. Next, we have c. Okay, so we have c there. Okay, Then lastly is to simplify again the polynomials if they have a common like terms. Okay? So now, question. Can we subtract 6b squared c to the power of 5 minus 4bc? Okay, again, from the rules of addition and subtraction of polynomials, you are allowed to add and subtract only if they have like terms. So as you can see here, they are not like terms. So meaning, if they are not like terms, then this is the final answer. So the final answer of this division, 18b cubed c to the power of 7 minus 12b squared c cubed plus 9b c cubed divided by 3bc squared is equal to 6b squared c to the power of 5 minus 4bc plus 3c. So that's all for dividing a polynomial by a monomial. Next is we have the dividing a polynomial by a binomial. So this situation is different from the previous situation that we have solved a while ago. So that process is only applicable for monomial, or shall we say if the divisor is a monomial. But here, if our divisor is binomial, it has a long process. Thus, it is called long division. So again, I think you are familiar with this term in your elementary. So do you remember this kind of sign? That one. So we are allowed only to use this one if our divisor again is a binomial. Okay, so let's have this problem, and I think this problem is also found on your module, so you can just watch it if you want. Okay, so let's try to solve this problem. We have y squared minus 3y minus 10 divided by y plus 2. Okay? First is, you have to write this kind of symbol or this pattern, or what we call with this. So this is a symbol for long division. So what you're going to write here is the dividend. So here you will write the dividend, and here you will write the divisor. And of course, on the top, you will write the quotient. So the quotient here, the quotient now here is our answer of this problem. So, okay, so we'll transfer the problem here sa atoang box. We have y squared minus 3y minus 10 divided by y plus 2. Okay? So again, this is our dividend and this is our divisor. First step is we need to arrange first the dividend into a descending order. So make sure that the exponent is biggest here, then followed by the different terms. So here we have 2 as our biggest power, so that's why it was brought here. So now, same for the divisor, you should have arranged that one also into descending order. So again, that is the first step. Or if there is no degree, example, if the problem is y cubed minus 3y. So how about if we have that kind of problem? So what you need to do when you write it on the division bar, so you need to have a y cubed minus 0, then minus 0 squared minus, or you can just write 0 minus 3y. Okay? So, again, this is only applicable if you want to follow the counting. But if you are a master of this one, you are no longer to write the 0. So, again, this is just a simple illustration. If there is no if there's no follow-up degree with this. So, going back to our problem. So, that is the first step. Arrange all the terms in descending order, especially the dividend. Okay. Next, second step is to divide the biggest degree here on the dividend and the biggest degree also on the divisor. So, what is the biggest degree here on the dividend? So, we have the y squared. And of course, the biggest degree on the divisor is the y. So, we need to divide that one. So, we have y squared divided by y. So, going back with the division of monomial that we have done a while ago. So, copy the base variable. So, we have y and then 2 minus 1. So, what would be now, what is the answer of this? So, we have 2 minus 1 that is equals to y to the power of 1. Or, we can just simply write it as y. So, meaning, y squared divided by y, so that is y. Okay? Then you will need to align that one on the first term because that is your first term. Next, after you have divided this one, the biggest number here and the biggest here, you will then distribute this quotient to the divisor. So you need to multiply y times y and then y times 2. So we have y times y, we have y squared. Okay? Then, followed by operation, y times 2, so plus 2y. So, again, it's just a simple long division that you have done on your elementary. So, just multiply the terms. You need not to forget the 2 here. Okay? So, you should distribute the y or the quotient here to every terms. So, again, y times y, we have y squared. Then y times 2, we have 2y. So, again, we have the subtraction there. So, that we can cancel the remaining terms. So, y squared minus y squared, that is 0. Then, negative 3y minus 2y, that is equal to negative 5y. Okay? Again, that is not negative 3 plus 2y. It's because this is division. This is subtraction. So, negative 3y minus positive 2y. So, negative 3 minus positive 2 is equal to negative 5 and then bring down the y. Again, make sure that you have mastered all the operations, basic operations in mathematics, especially the addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Because you cannot have this division of polynomials if you have not mastered those three. Okay, so going back to our lesson. So negative 3y plus 2y is negative 5y. Then, after that, bring down 10. So that is minus 10. Next, same process that we have done during here. So, going back to the step 2 process. So, find the biggest degree here. So, we have the negative 5. And the biggest degree here sa divisor, we have the y. So, we have negative 5y divided by y. So, here, negative 5 divided by 1 is, we have Again, if you have not seen any coefficient, it is considered as 1 there. So negative 5 divided by 1, that's negative 5. Then y minus y, so y, again, if there is no exponent there, it is considered as 1. So 1 minus 1 then is equal to 0. So negative 5 y to the power of 0. And what? Again, from the laws of exponent, if a degree is equal to 0, that is already equal to 1, or you can just simply cancel that one. So meaning, negative 5y divided by y is equal to negative 5. So you will write here negative 5. Okay? So next, after you write that one, just simply distribute again from the divisor. So negative 5 times y, we have negative 5y. Then negative 5 times 2, we have negative 10 also. So, and then subtract. After you write the answer of this distribution, so subtract then the terms. So negative 5 minus negative 5y, that is 0. Right? You can cancel because negative and negative, it will turn to positive. Then negative 10 minus negative 10, that is also 0. 0 minus 0 is equal to 0. Okay? So, meaning the answer of this equation is equal to, okay, our quotient. That is y minus 5. So that is the answer. Okay, so this is just a simple long division process. And of course, that is the only way to divide a polynomial by a binomial. So we need to use the long division. That is all for today's session. So I hope you have understand the division of polynomials. So again, I am your teacher for this session, Mark FNP Wyatt. Thank you for listening.